Hey there, it's Ruth. And last time I did a video blog, I talked about stage fright. It's inevitable. You can't avoid it, so you better embrace it rather than keep trying to push it away. But I also said that there are ways to manage it. And the best way that I know to manage stage fright is by thorough preparation. I'm talking about preparation and rehearsal. Rehearsal is also known as standing up and saying it out loud. I want you to think about preparation in this way. An actor wouldn't dream of going on stage without being thoroughly rehearsed. In fact, a recurring actor's nightmare, one that I often have, is that I've suddenly been thrust on stage without ever having had a moment to look at the script, study it, learn it. It freaks me out. And that's what happens to a lot of people. So of course you get up on stage, you haven't practiced to do your speech, and you get very, very nervous, or the nerves you already have get even worse. Well, the antidote to that stage fright, the magic bullet, is thorough prep and rehearsal. So I want to take you through some stages of preparation, some of the things that you have to do to really thoroughly prepare. And by the way, it takes a lot more than you think it will. So let me take you through some steps. I'm going to use my notes. The first is to start to prepare the minute you get a speaking assignment. So if you get an assignment, start jotting down every word, every phrase that comes into your mind. All the stories, the statistics, the humor, the anecdotes, the metaphors, everything that pops into your mind, write it down. There is plenty of time to edit later. The second thing you have to do is to organize your thoughts. You can do this in a higher tech way. You can use a mind mapping software that you can find online. Maybe you even have it already to get your project management into place. But you can also use a very low tech way that I love, which is just using a file folder, a manila folder or whatever color you've got, opening it up and taking the smallest Post-it notes, the sticky notes, and jotting down your trigger words and phrases, all those things I was talking about earlier, putting them on the notes and just slapping them down right on the file folder so that you can then fold that file folder up and put it somewhere safe if you get interrupted or have to move on to doing some other work. The third area is to start organizing and putting those messages in a proper order. So you'll put your main message up at the top, either on the page or in the mind mapping software, and then right under that you'll have your key messages, and then under each key message you'll have a supporting message. So that's part of the organizing piece of this. Then you have to start practicing. Okay, now there is no substitute for this. I'm very sorry. I will tell you that it is my client's biggest obstacle, because let's face it, something always comes up. Fires that you have to put out, crises that arise, clients need you. So this always falls to the bottom of your list of things to do. But if you want to get really good at speaking, you have to do it. You have to practice. Again, it means saying it out loud. I like to say that all those people walking down the street or in their cars talking to themselves, they're not crazy. They're just practicing. The next step is to practice more than you think you have to. When I tell clients that my ratio for practice to performance is 10-to-1, meaning for every unit of speech, so let's say you are speaking for 30 minutes, you have to do 10 times that amount of practice. They freak out. But what if I told you that was conservative? That in fact, for something really high stakes for me, and you know, the higher the stakes, the more important it is to you, the more you have to practice. It's more like a 30-to-1 ratio. In fact, Winston Churchill, the great speaker, put a lot of work into his speeches. He practiced, according to records, he practiced for every 1 minute of speech, he practiced 1 hour. So that is a tremendous amount of practice. And if you want to get good, that's what you have to do. Use feedback tools. We all have mirrors, so you can stand in front of a mirror and practice out loud, but better yet, use a video camera, use a webcam like I'm using now. Practice using a video camera or a webcam and then play it back so you can see yourself, because there's no substitute for seeing yourself as other people see you. If you have trusted friends or colleagues who are willing to sit there and give you honest feedback, even better. Have them help you too. Here's a typical rehearsal schedule. 1 month out, you want to start jotting down those words and phrases. When you're about 3 weeks out, you want to start saying pieces of it out loud. See how it rolls off your tongue. Because when you say language, language rolls off your tongue, instead of writing it, it comes out different. So you'll be tweaking and changing things. 2 weeks out, practice it out loud again, standing up, saying it out loud every day. And some days start from the middle of the talk to the end, because that always tends to get short shrift. By 1 week out, you should be practicing it every day, at least twice a day from beginning to end. Some tweaking, but don't change the main part of it. It really should be set by this time. It is tedious, it is boring, it can drive you nuts. You're going to get bored with yourself, I promise you. But this works. You will get so much better at speaking. You know, the great British actor Michael Caine is supposed to have said, rehearsal is the work, performance the relaxation. I take that to heart, and so should you. Have fun practicing.